everyone, welcome to the Breakroom chat. My name is Audrey Bian. I am the Principal Product Marketing Manager at Broadcom for Kubernetes on VMware Cloud Foundation. Today, we will talk about the vSphere Kubernetes Service Cluster Management and Istio Service Mesh, the two new capabilities recently being added to VCF. I'm excited to have Jad Elzane, a technologist on VCF team, with me today to kick off my very first episode. Jad, thanks for joining me today. Would you please give our audience a quick intro?
Yes, sure. Thanks, Audrey. Um, Hi, everybody. I'm Jad Elzane. I've been with VMware a little more than about 15 and a half years. And the last 2 years spent some time over on the Tanzu business as a move post Broadcom acquisition, but recently come back to VCF to focus on the VCF stack, but most importantly, how apps, all apps, and modern apps specifically, will consume VCF and all the benefits of doing so. So, really looking forward to the conversation, and we'll pass it back to you, Audrey.
Nice. And we all know VCF 9.0 was launched in June, and we are excited to see there's quite a lot of enhancements on Kubernetes on VCF 9.0, especially like I mentioned, the VKS cluster management, previously known as Tanzu Mission Control, and we also have Istio Service Mesh. So we all know these two features came from Tanzu to VCF. Um, Jed, can you share your insights behind this integration?
Yeah, absolutely. Um, so there's a handful of products or a handful of capabilities that moved back to VCF from Tanzu, namely TMC, as you mentioned, Tanzu Mission Control, Istio as a package, and along with several other packages. And this was announced back in April, which also happens to be when I moved back from Tanzu, intended to be that way. So the rationale behind it was really to consolidate infrastructure services within VCF, while the Tanzu business continues to focus on the application stack and the developer. And honestly, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Kubernetes is just infrastructure, and managing Kubernetes clusters aligns best with infrastructure operations, which is what happens to be what VCF does. So in fact, I don't think we could even claim to be a comprehensive private cloud platform without these moves. And the good news is anybody who is a VCF customer will automatically be entitled to these new added capabilities, but probably under their new branding, and I'm sure we'll get into that as well.
Cool. So now tell us a little bit about VKS cluster management.
All right, so VKS cluster management. So this is the rebranded Tanzu Mission Control. We will
Right.
refer to it as VKS cluster management moving forward. And don't look at it as a product. It's more of a service, and it's actually getting incorporated into VCF automation, which is one of my favorite tools of past. But anyways, what it does um, is it delivers governance and lifecycle management and provides guardrails as well as GitOps integration to help streamline managing the Kubernetes fleet, right? So this means for platform engineers, they gain centralized visibility of their clusters, they gain cluster security, cluster compliance, and then a consistency of policies across all of their environments. And the cluster management, it adds package management, data protection, continuous delivery, seamless integration, and I'm sorry, seamless integration with existing GitOps practices. And since moving from Tanzu, we've really been focusing on that integration with VCF, namely again automation, and then overall user experience enhancements. One big item that was addressed right away actually was the implementation of TMC, which is now cluster management, and just a couple of minor versions. That implementation now is UI based, and it's going to continue to be built deeper and deeper into VCF automation. So looking forward to that as well.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great news to our customers. And so, how about Istio Service Mesh? Can you talk a little bit about how it helps our customer to secure their workloads and how is that going to help Kubernetes environments in like different, like in the cloud, in on-prem, and at the edge?
Yeah, Istio is definitely a welcome and, in many opinions, a mandatory addition to the management stack. So Istio provides the transparent service mesh layer for gaining deep visibility into the VKS clusters. Now, our implementation of Istio is going to focus largely on the Kubernetes clusters in VKS, but technically, Istio does support uh, Kubernetes clusters from any CNCF conformant uh, cluster or environment, right? For adopting that cluster and then providing some basic services. But really, our effort and our innovation is going to be built around um, the the ability to implement this and actually include this in the VKS clusters. Now, I say that at Istio, but it's really that level of integration is actually happening at the multi-cluster management layer. So VKS multi-cluster management is focused on VKS clusters and so on. Apply everything else I just said to that. So Istio is just one of those packages. Now, what we gain right away is visibility into east-west traffic, service dependencies, latency, error rates, and several other metrics that we could use for observability. And it helps ensure that our platform engineers are delivering secure and optimized Kubernetes infrastructure. It's all independent of app level code. So it gets provisioned by the platform engineers, and I gain the visibility I need to gain. And by the way, it's with the latest version of VKS, which is VKS 3.4, announced a couple of weeks ago, that supports Istio as a standard package. So it's easier than ever before to gain the benefits of Istio right out of the box.
Right. I've seen that in our diagram already as
Yeah.
a part of the standard package. Yeah, now with these two integrations, I know we say VCF became a more comprehensive private cloud platform, which now extended to modern apps. How is this like resonating to our customers?
So, at risk of stating the obvious, VCF 9, the latest version, it delivered a ton of asks from our customers and a significant backlog of capabilities that have been in the works for quite some time. I've even seen some things get delivered from back when I was focused on VCF before going to Tanzu and now coming back. So it's really refreshing to see all of that. But it was a huge uplift, right? I mean, the overarching theme was to reduce the complexity of the implementation, complexity of life cycling the entire stack. Also, to truly build an actual platform, not a suite of products. Um, so that again, these are great advances that we're seeing. Um, but there was also several features peppered in there that helped close several technical gaps. Um, and as I mentioned earlier, calling a cloud platform comprehensive without acknowledging the Kubernetes size gap was a bit, not great. So what's there now with VCF 9 and what we're working on for subsequent releases it keeps me very excited. I know the team's very excited. I think our customers are pretty excited. So it's there's a lot to look forward to, and the rate in which we're going to innovate, starting with 9.0 as setting the bar, is going to be pretty awesome. So I'm super excited to be here.
Awesome. Yeah, I love the conversation. And I learned something new from you again, Jeff, as always. And with that, we come to the end of this episode. If you like this episode, join in for the next one. This is your host, Audrey Bien, and have a fabulous day. Bye until next time.